to Airing It Out. It's your girl Fuller. And guess what? I am back on the scene. But I came back on the scene with somebody that you guys are going to be super spectacularly happy about seeing this guy. He got some information that he's going to lay on us today, and I hope y'all ready for it. But for those of you who never joined us here at Airing It Out, just know Airing It Out is a space. It's a safe space that we bring different people that come to make a difference in the globe that we live in. You and I both know that the adversities that we face each and every day, they get hard, and they get times that you need a push or you need a pull. We're Airing It Out. We bring those people to you so that you can apply these things to your life and implement them in to you and your family's life. Because our goal here is to make sure that we are leading differently so that we lead the people that are behind us, which is our young adults and our teenagers and our children. We want to pass a better baton to them that's been being passed around. I know it and you know it. We got to stand in, and we can do this together. Me and you, the Airing It Out Nation. That's why today I brought this amazing guy here, Mr. Lee Williams. He's going to come in and share his life story. He's a former armed officer, and we're just glad to have him because you guys know, and I know, this gun violence, we can't keep doing it. We won't keep doing it. So at Airing It Out Nation, you know, we take one brick at a time, one stick at a time, whatever it takes and whatever it's going to do to build a building that keeps on building so that we pass off the baton in the correct way. As I'm going to pass the baton off to this amazing guy, Mr. Lee Williams. Come on in, Lee, and let us know who you are.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me. I love your energy. And yeah, we definitely need to air this thing out because people just don't really have an understanding of what's really at stake out here.
Exactly.
So just to say a little bit about me, I come from a broken home.
Okay.
Come from a broken home. I'm originally from California, but I'm currently living in Atlanta, Georgia now.
All right.
And what I mean by broken home, my father was a gangbanger.
Wow.
My father was a drug addict, alcoholic. Now he's clean now. He's been clean for over 22 years. And the last time I seen him has been over 26 years.
Are you serious?
But the reason why I said that like that is because we're going to go deep fast because I'm really here to help somebody. My company is called Mediocre to Magnificent. So mediocre to magnificent. I always wasn't living a magnificent life. I always wasn't living a magnificent life, but I have always made choices to be magnificent and not accept the status quo. So you say, well, give me an example of that. The example is when you said, oh, I used to be law enforcement. You see this doesn't say law enforcement. This is Lee A. Williams.
Hey.
And another way that I'm able to say Lee A. Williams, I had the epiphany. God spoke to me and said, hey, this is living according to the word.
Yes.
So the thought process, I'm 3 years old. I'm standing between two of my heroes. They're doing a heavyweight championship bout. Somehow my dad gets the brilliant idea to say, hey, I'm leaving, I'm taking my son. And you already know, being a mother, that's not happening.
That's a war right there. That's the first war. Now you're really going to war. Yes.
There's another war, right?
Yes.
So he had the brilliant idea, and he said, well, how about we let our son choose? So thankfully, I had good sense, and I chose my mother.
Thankfully. Amen.
But now that's how I got to Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So I don't know if you think about the formative years, 0 to 7 is the formative years when your files in your mind, the programming in your mind of what you operate from.
What you see and model before you, yes, you take on.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, people see me like this. I ain't no small man. But I grew into a 6'5", 300-pound man because I was helpless. I couldn't help my mother.
Wow.
Because I don't do.
Amazing that how your perception of what happened to you pushed you into being.
Oh yeah, we just scratching the surface.
Okay.
So these files are so huge. So not only we moved across, because what's the farthest you could get away from California? Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia.
We on the other side. We on the other side of it.
Yes, yes.
So then you think, okay, well, what's the opposite of gangbanger? Police officer. I'm not the police. Like, I wasn't helping people, locking people up. I was just living that file. That was just a file that I had got formulated that I was just living out. The 3-year-old version of myself that was still operating as a man was not serving me. So the reason why I'm saying it like that is because for whoever's listening, you might have something that you need to face. You need to fix and you need to follow through on, because the 3-year-old version of yourself, or whatever age, 7, 10, is not serving the person, man, woman that you're capable of being. So when we get on here and she said, hey, we're going to air some things out. Vulnerability is strength. In the first few minutes, I said, I come from a broken home, drug addict, gangbang father.
Yes.
Couldn't defend my mother. That propelled me to be into law enforcement. We moved across the United States. I'm biracial. I didn't know what prejudice was or racism was until we moved to the deep South.
Amen to that. Make sure you guys are taking notes, because he's giving out some great nuggets, and I want to make sure we're passing these nuggets. Go ahead, Lee.
That's right. So I got involved with personal development. Started reading books outside of the school's curriculum while I was already working in law enforcement. And I got exposed that we didn't have to trade time for money, and we didn't have to be an employee, that we could actually be a business owner, be an entrepreneur. Some of the stuff that, Robert Kiyosaki talks about, changing those quadrants, that class 4 quadrant. But once I realized that and I read that, because I didn't come from that. I came from, hey, go to school, get a job. I came from that. But once I was like, oh, you can have a business. You could be your own boss. I was sold out to that.
Yeah. Yes.
I was sold out. I said, I'm capable of that. So with the mindset shift that I had, because I got exposed to mentors. So mentors is one of my M's, from the 8 M's to Magnificent Living. That's the book I'm writing.
Okay.
Mentors, the mentors exposed me to say, hey, you do not have to accept the status quo. So I take it as, okay, well, you do not have to accept mediocrity in your life.
Yes.
Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So I chose life. So when everybody started asking me how I'm doing, because at one time I would say, I'm trying to make it. Trying to make what?
Yes, yes.
You trying to make a cake?
Yes, what is it?
You speaking struggle. You speaking survival.
Yes.
You're not speaking thriving. You're not speaking abundance. So from that point, I made a point in my mind, draw a line in the sand, so to speak. And said, from now on, when someone asks me how I'm doing, I'm gonna say magnificent.
I like it. I love that. I love that.
Now, magnificent is my thing.
He's very to it. Like, you can say good morning to him, he's gonna say magnificent morning. And so that shows you the consistency that we're always talking about. You have to be consistent. You have to be. And this man is a blueprint of consistency and implementation. So yes.
And it's a choice. So I, quick story at the sheriff's office. I was a lieutenant, so I had a box that I would have to go check for dissemination before we went to roll call to tell all the people what took place in the county and the ship and before, and so on and so forth. And the major had a secretary, and the secretary would always ask me, say, hey, how you doing, LT? And I would say, magnificent. So much so there's one day she said, how you doing, LT? I said, magnificent. She said, man, I don't believe you. I don't believe it. Every time I ask you, you magnificent. I said, I have a choice. Like, I understand the reality. I'm not naive that you might actually had a flat tire when you came into work today.
Right.
Like that, a loved one might have passed away, child's sick, you run, whatever life throws at you. But I'm And my mouth. And controllables is my, that's another, mindset.
Mindset.
So when they say,
change
hey,
your mindset, change your life.
I said magnificent. That's right.
Yes.
Now, magnificent is my thing. You could be phenomenal, excellent, amazing, great, phenomenal, fantastic, wonderful. But why are people walking around when you say, hey, how you doing? They say, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm fine. What?
Because I always, that's my comeback. I'm like, you're just fine. You're just all right.
That's all you got?
That's all. You know, you woke up this morning, okay? You have your right mind, you have health, you have strength, and you're just all right. There, me and you totally agree. I'm always like that. Like, are you just okay? Are you just all right? I like that. So,
right. So yeah, go ahead.
I like that you chose magnificent, but I'm glad that you gave the Airing It Out Nation a choice to let them know that there are other words that you can use. You don't have to take his magnificent, but whatever it is, he's letting you know that it needs to be positive and rich, something that you feel when you say it, and people feel it when you say it.
That's right.
You're
blessed, highly favored. Blessed, highly favored.
Yes.
All right, you pick what resonates with you. The magnificence is my thing. That's my thing. So far we've said mentors, we've said mindset. Now I'm going to talk about your message. Now I'm not going to give you all the answers. You're going to have to go look at my website to see all the answers. But message is how you showing up to the world. Are you being your authentic self? That's I like to transition into that, because she just said magnificence is my thing. So what's your thing? That's your message. And when we have to honor our message, we're not honoring our message. We're not being authentic.
Yeah. Synthetic is what I call it.
Yeah.
I need you to be your authentic self, not your synthetic self.
Not your synthetic. We got too many synthetics in the world right now.
Yes.
Too many synthetics in our foods and life. We don't want to fake.
Yes, please. And throughout your life, not just you, just throughout your life, family, friends, relationships, they're not real. And we need to get them back to being authentic.
And we're not going to be able to do that unless we're willing to honor our message. And our message is just how we show up to the world. But to take it further, to take it a step deeper, is we all have been created with certain gifts and talents. And our gifts and talents will make room for us.
Yes.
But we have to be willing to accept those gifts and talents and not bear them out back. So if you know scripture, you know exactly what I'm referring to. And I'm just saying the way that relates it to who we're speaking to.
Yes.
Are you going to be the person that buries your talents? Or are you going to be the person that takes your talents and multiplies your talents and be a good and faithful servant? That's what we're talking about here. So I don't know if you all could see, like, yeah, did I have what it takes to be in law enforcement? Yeah, I did. But that's not real. I help more people being my authentic self, honor my message, doing talks like this. Yes. Speaking every week on my podcast, going to all the different schools and different trainings and different conferences and speaking and saying, hey, honor your message.
Yes. Yes. Someone's waiting on you to honor it. Just
as
yes, somebody's waiting, just as me and Lee are here to discuss the things that we're discussing with you guys today. That's honoring our message. We know that we want to see the young adults, and we want to see the youth, and we want to see the children come forth in a different manner than what we have in the generation that's in front of us right now. We have to change this narrative. So the message of meeting him coming together gives our message off to you all that are in the Airing It Out Nation, that we want you guys to make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, because this message is for as many people as we can get to. So Lee, I need you to please further more. I know you have a little bit more on message So they really see what we're talking about right now.
Okay, great. So I went to a school and I spoke, and I'm very interactive. Like I kind of probably go more into a trainer, especially when I'm with the young people, than just a speaker, because I want the engagement feeds me. And I truthfully just want to be obedient and be a vessel to say what's been given to me. I'm just the facilitator. Like the brilliance really comes from them or from you. I'm just a vessel. I'm just used. So the thought process, I went around the room and I told the young people, I said, I want you to tell me your name because I'm here for you. So I want to get to know you on that level. And I want you to tell me one thing about you that would surprise me or I wouldn't otherwise know unless you told me. So some people went around, kids, jokingly, like they're 16, 17. Oh, I eat macaroni and cheese with ketchup. So I challenged them, said, okay, hey, come on. That's the surface level. That's where we're gonna go. That's what we got. And then we started opening it up. I said, let me give you an example. And I talked about my journey of where I come from to what I'm doing now. I said, so now what do you, I want to be a dancer. I want to be a bullfighter. I want to be an engineer. I want to be but there's one person that I don't have nothing. I said, I know that's not true, right? Like, I know that's not true. And it's not true. I could see the physiology of your body when you said it. It wasn't in agreement with you. I said, so I'm going to go around. I'm going to keep going around, but I'm coming back to you. And I don't want you to play these games. I want you to get real with yourself and take ownership of what you were created to do and speak from that person, speak from spirit.
Spirit man. Yes.
Not the fleshly.
Yeah, that flesh will get you in trouble.
So we went all around and I want to be a veterinarian, I want to be a doctor, I want to be, and it's wonderful. And then, so when I went back to the young man, I said, okay, everybody ready? Y'all saw your answer the first time. And I knew he had strength. So I knew I was able to challenge him the way I did. I knew he could handle it. I have that discernment. I said, so you ready? I said, everybody, we're on. It's on. It's time. What you gonna do? I want to be an investor.
It's a big change.
I said, did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he lit up when he said that. I said, so why you think he wasn't willing to say it off the top? But that's the piece where we have to honor your message. When I poured into him, I said, hey, you want to be an investor? At this age, you're already like, I want to be an investor. I want to trade stocks and learn the market and get into real estate. And I said, no one else had that. You had that. That was given to you. But you might look at it and say, oh, well, that wasn't cool because you didn't say I'm an athlete, or you didn't say I'm a rapper, or you didn't say I want to be a movie star. They didn't give that to you. That's not what was given to you. Just like when, never in life did I say, I want to be the police. That was a false file. That wasn't me honoring my message.
Yeah. I'm
honoring my message now. I'm in my lane now. That's why when you said, hey, you willing to come?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, y'all guys don't understand. He jumped at it. He was like, yes. So, and we're excited. You got to come again. This is not going to be your last time. I would love to do something reoccurring with you on a monthly basis if you're game with it, because the Airing It Out Nation, I know they're taking notes right now. And I know they're super excited that you're here as well. Because we start with the parents, we start with the aunts, the uncles, the sisters, the brothers, the grandparents. This is where this starts. And this is where we got to get the water unmuddied. It's so muddy right now. We got to pour this clarity water that we're pouring into it now. And if you keep putting clear water in muddy water, it will come clear. It will. It will. That's why these messages are so important. Like Lee said, your message is very important. It's very important that you convey the right message, because I think we've all lived somewhere in those files, as Lee said, and you know that wasn't your file. I call it edit file delete. You know, it's a computer. This, what we use every day, is a computer, just like with me and Lee are on the laptops or whatever you're watching us on, that device. This is a device. It's the strongest muscle in your body. So yes, you have to take care of it. That's why I tell you your mental health is so important. You have to take care of it. That means that you have to go through, you have to do this to your laptops, right? Your phones. You have to edit stuff. You have to file it. You delete it, you know, to keep it moving, functioning properly. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. It's important that we do it. So what else do you have to share with us today, Lee? Because I mean, you guys, have you made your notes? Because we went over mindset, we went over mentor, we went over messaging.
Yeah, so I could say this. One of my M's is meetup.
Meetup, okay.
So I said meetup because you're only, well, I'll say it this way. You hang around 4 broke people, you're the 5th. We're not talking about money. We're going back to mindset.
Yes.
But I went to a grand opening with one of my dear friends, and that's where I met you.
Well, actually, Lee, you know what? I encountered you actually on the same mutual friend. I mean, they know Brigitte, Brigitte
Okay.
Slay. Brigitte has also been a guest on our show. So, that's where I encountered you on Spear. That's when I first encountered Brigitte. And like you said, at the grand opening, to run back into you, it was faith for you to be here.
That's right. And that's where I say with the meetups is having your network, having a strong network. Like, are you going and putting yourself in different environments to stretch your comfort zone, to not accept what I call mediocrity and say, hey, I want magnificence, but I'm getting advice from people that don't have the vision, don't have the dreams, don't have the aspiration. And quite frankly, they've accepted the hand that they've been dealt, which I call mediocrity. So in the saying, hey, the sum total of you people you hang around the most, you're the sum total of the people you hang around the most. That's the other way to say it, not the 4 broke people. You're the sum total of the people you hang around the most. We can go further. You're birds of a feather flock together.
I heard that.
However you want to say it, but it's me saying, hey, I'm gonna surround myself with other like-minded people that want more, that relationships like this form.
Yeah.
So what environments, what situations are you putting yourself in? And is in alignment with your message, is in alignment with the mindset that you're choosing to have? And is it gonna help you attain the magnificence that you deserve?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. This, and what's so interesting, this isn't like rocket science stuff. This is beginning of time stuff. And I just put my life journey and what I've been exposed to, what I've faced, like we said over and over so far on this, I put my authentic stamp on it. So the stuff I'm saying isn't new. It's just I put my spin on it. You want to ask somebody financial advice, that's your broke cousin Skeeter. Or you want to ask somebody about starting a business that never started a business. I won't ever forget, I was somewhere, and you got to watch out for people like this. And their people exist like this. So I was sitting at a table with 8 people, and I was like, oh man, yeah, I got a podcast. And there was a lady said, oh man, everybody has a podcast now.
Are you serious?
So at least I would. Oh yeah, I'm serious. I'm very serious. So I at least was at my level of personal development, and in the journey that I went around the table, I was like, so you had one? How about John? You had one? Susan, you had one? Coleman, you got one? Jamie, you got one? Everybody was like, no, no, no. I said, you said everybody's got one. So at a table of 8, I'm the only one.
Mm.
But that's the person that you're going to go to and say, hey, I was thinking about starting this podcast. I was thinking about writing a book. I was thinking about starting this company. And you're going to go to a negative Nancy that's going to steal your dreams, steal your victory. No, you better come into the Airin Out Nation.
Yes.
You better come to see somebody like me.
Yes.
That say, hey, I believe in you. And I want you to win.
Yes. Yes.
And we're going to do whatever's necessary for you to win because you deserve magnificence. Don't accept mediocrity.
Yes. Yes.
That's the meetup. That's the meetup, M.
Because I tell people, as small as seeds are, that's why God says the faith of a mustard seed. But as small as seeds are, and we've all seen seeds, look at the crop that comes out of that small seed, you know? But it took a lot of those seeds and you got a lot of crop. So right now, that Lee, we're coming to you guys to sorry, you guys. No, not now. Don't do that. Don't do that. So we're coming to you guys to be these seeds to you guys, because you guys out there in the Airin Out Nation, that's why we put nation. Me and Lee are a part of a nation. We are part of an NLP nation. So when we say nation, you're taking these small seeds, we're planting them, and we're going to get this harvest that's going to be amazing. That's you and the people that you share this with, the people that you encourage to subscribe so that they can come and see great seeds that give messages off like Lee and myself.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
It's all about that. It's all about that. You can't just take it and keep it in here. We got to spread that thing out. So that the more seeds that we put out here, the more that we plant positive seeds. That's our message here. Positivity, magnificent. I want you guys to be encouraged in yourselves in what your message is. And like Lee said, it doesn't matter what a negative Nancy says, because negative Nancy 9 times out of 10 is not doing anything that she should be doing so that she wouldn't be able to be negative to you.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Hurting people hurt. Yeah, of course, hurting people hurt people. So hopefully like all the Nancys aren't negative. So it could be Debbie Downer.
Yeah, it could be Debbie now. I want you guys to go and just apply this to Nancy. This could be a man or a woman, okay? Let's say that.
Yeah, so woman says like it's an energy vampire.
Yes, it will suck you out. Yes.
Just suck the life out of you. So people truly know the ones really love you.
Well, Lee, they're telling us that we are coming to an end of our time. And
okay.
Before we go out, we always ask each and every guest to give us a quote. Give a quote to the Airin Out Nation, something that they can take with them that's from you.
Okay, yeah. So not to be real deep, just to really go back right through what we've said. Speak life. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Control the controllables, which is your mindset. Honor your message. That's how you show up to the world, and be authentic. And with that, you'll continue to strive and surround yourself with people that are wanting more, and you will be magnificent.
Hey, amen to that, Lee. That was very well said, Airin Out Nation. I know all of you took notes. Lee, is it any kind of literature or any book? I know you're working on your book, and we're ready for that. But is there something that you may suggest that we may read to help us accomplish these things that you've been telling us about?
Yeah, so the first one that came to mind is The Magic of Thinking was the first book that just came to mind. So I would definitely recommend that for anybody that's, at the beginning of the personal development journey, or really any stage, just to say, hey, I want to think bigger. My bigger is magnificence. But just to say, hey, how am I showing up? What do I actually want? And what is my gifts and talents that's going to make room for me to show up differently if I'm just willing to be vulnerable and face what I have to face to attain it. So yeah, magic of thinking big.
I like that. And also, Lee, although we will put these at the end of our broadcast, can you please share with us? I know you said you have a weekly show. Share with us about you, where we can find you at, and how do we get in touch if we want to get in touch. There may be a parent or somebody out here that may want to put their son with you or their daughter with you.
That's right. So yeah, my website is leeawilliams.com. leeawilliams.com, and on social media, I am Lee A. Williams everywhere, all social media. And then the podcast is the Mediocre to Magnificent podcast, and that's anywhere you listen to podcast, iTunes, Spotify. And we come out with an episode every week. It's just like this, talking about mindset, giving tools, giving stories, relatable stories that you're able to say, yeah, I see how I can show up differently. And yeah, just y'all reach out to me, check in with me, see what I got going on. Let me know how I could be of service.
So my thing is to you guys, we have to greatly thank Lee for being of service to the Airin Out Nation today. We want to thank you, Lee, that you took your time out your schedule. And I know you have a very productive schedule, because around Airin Out Nation, we don't do busy, because you may be busy doing nothing. We are very productive beings. Each and every one of them will attest to that. So we do thank you very much. We're humbled and grateful for you offering your service to us today. And we're going ahead right now, and we're extending another invitation for you to come back out to and be with us and spend some time with us. Thank you so much again, Lee. So you guys, make sure that you go about your day, your week, your month. And in this year, I want you guys to be better than you were yesterday, the day before, the week before, the month before. I want you to be better than you were last year, because it's your time to shine. Only you are holding you back. Make sure you put your higher power first, because without him, this thing don't run so well. So I want you to use him as your oil, your water, and everything that you need to get you to where you're supposed to be. And remember, like me and Lee told you before, your message is important. So make sure you're working on you and your message so that you show up for the person that you're supposed to show up with. And we'll see you the next time on Airing It Out with your girl Fuller. Know that I love you, but God loves you even more. Thank you, Lee, again. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.